ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this episode of Wrestle Talk with Bear and B-Dub on another edition of B-Dub Starts. Now it's time to review WrestleMania 18, also known as WrestleMania X-8, March 17th, 2002. This one is another one of my favorite WrestleManias. Definitely has probably... It has no problem. It does have my favorite WrestleMania match of all time, which everybody should know: Hulk Hogan versus The Rock. Jr. said it best. You'll never see Tyson Ali. Excuse me, Jerry the King said it best. You'll never see Tyson Ali. You'll never see Ruth and Barry Bonds. So many two icons from two different eras you'll never see. But in this one, you saw The Rock and Hogan. Matches people probably forgot about before we get into that one. Kane and Kurt Angle, I thought they had a good match. But Kurt Angle was great. I wish he would have never left the WWE. He was just awesome, bottom line. No other way to put it. Ric Flair and The Undertaker. This is the first WrestleMania where they start noting the streak. Before WrestleMania 17, they said, Undertaker never lost at WrestleMania. But this is the first one where he started, after he won this match, he started using his fingers and counting with his hands. Edge and Booker T, it was good to see Edge come back home. Was 12 years prior, he had been at WrestleMania as a teenager in the same place, the Skydome in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And now he's back now he's back home and getting his chance to perform. So I was very happy to see that. He would, of course, escape with the victory. Trish Stratus and Lita and Jazz. This was a good match. I wanted to see Trish go home, win the title at home. Unfortunately, Jazz would come away with the victory. The Rock and Hogan. That match should have been last. Everybody knows that. I don't understand why it wasn't. It was a great match. It lived up to the hype. Probably surpassed the hype. For those who say Hogan don't last in matches too long, he put on more than 10 minutes in this one. You can see he was aching afterwards, but this was the classic passing of the torch. 15 years prior, he had the torch passed from him to Andre, from Andre to him, and now it's from him to The Rock. So this is a good match. Good to see, what surprised me that so many people had sided with Hogan, especially it was quote-unquote NWO, but so many people had sided with him. So that was interesting. Stone Cold and Scott Hall, that match was a lot better than what I thought it would be. It was interesting to see. This is the first time Stone Cold was not involved in the title since WrestleMania 13, but nonetheless, it was a very good match. And Triple H and Jericho, it was okay. It wasn't nothing to write home about. You pretty much knew Triple H was going to get the belt. This was return after his quad injury, and this is the first and only time they have one championship, where they had the Undisputed Championship at WrestleMania, and that's what that match was for. And this is when Triple H had both belts in the air. I was listening to another show, and they made a note that both times that WrestleMania was in the Skydome, they held up two titles at the end, where in WrestleMania 6, Ultimate Warrior held up the Intercontinental Championship and the WWF Championship. And this one, Triple H will hold up the WWF Championship and the World Championship. So just another interesting fact. But overall, this was a good WrestleMania. In my opinion, overall, it wasn't as good as 17 nor as 19, but that Hogan Rock factor right there really put this one on the map. So I'm interested to know what you think. Let me know. And thank you for joining this episode of Wrestle Talk with Bear and B-Dub on another edition of B-Dub Starts. And make sure you comment and let me know, what do you think about WrestleMania 18. And next, we're going to Safeco Field in Seattle, Washington.